Hey everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley, and today I wanted to talk with you about some cool stuff that you can find at your local pet stores. Or you can look around on eBay or Amazon, those online sources as well. Now, if you have a local pet shop, be sure and swing by and check them out and walk down the aisles, and you can find a lot of cool stuff that would be useful for tabletop gaming. And it doesn't matter if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons or Call of Cthulhu or, Warhammer 40K or Fantasy Battle, or, of course, Pulp Alley. Having some fun terrain out there just, makes the game a little bit more enjoyable, I think. So here are some things that if you visit a pet shop, a pet store, you ought to be looking for things that you could use. And that's where a lot of this sort of stuff came from. So let's take a look at this building right here. Take a look at this. I just got this. Now, I think it could use a little bit of work. One, the vines, or not vines, but the roots or whatever it is, feel a little too purple, pinkish to me, definitely on this camera. I think I'll probably go over that again and try and get a little bit more brown. The wood, the grassy areas or the foliage areas just feel a little too plasticky to me, so I think I'm going to try and do something with that as well. But as far as the stonework and stuff like that, I think it looks really good. And look at the scale. That looks freaking awesome, and I think this was, it was under $30 if I remember right. If you bought this, as an actual gaming piece, it'd probably be double that. But, at a pet store, you can find this kind of thing, especially look in their clearance and on sale aisle, because you can find some cool stuff. Now, this one here, this one is... this one I never did a darn thing with, and I've played this in multiple games. You've seen this in a bunch of our scenarios that we have played, and this is exactly the way I walked out of the store with it. It has not changed one iota. I always told myself I was going to go back and put a wash on it, do some dry brushing, kind of fancy it up, make it look a little bit nicer, but you know what? Sometimes good enough is good enough, and when I don't have anything else to do, yeah, I'll probably go back and work on this a little bit. But again, under $30, great little piece of terrain, and don't pass up the little bitty stuff too. This little bitty thing here, out of the aquariums or whatever kind of department, you just kind of have to wander around in there and see what you can find. I think this was around $5 or so. Really, really inexpensive. Pretty cool. Great little piece to use as like a roadside shrine or something like that. Also, be sure to check out their foliage, their plastic plants, because you can get some good deals there as well. And I'm going to be using these to make some new jungles pieces. So very, very cool there as well. Now, while you're there, don't forget to look at some of this kind of stuff as well. Look at this. What camera can I put this on? And you see it? Can you see it here? This is, I think it's pine bark. It's basically a natural tree bark. Put it on this. And you can use this stuff to make really cool rocky outcroppings or just rocky features, or rough ground features and things like that. Really, really cool. And look at it just looks awesome. All the character and everything that it has. I'll paint this up and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. I'm actually going to use this probably along with some of this jungle vegetation to make some new pieces. But very, very cool. And you can get big old slabs of it. Look at this piece here. Big old slab of it. You could just about put that out there, just call it a hill and roll, This is the sort of thing, look how awesome that looks. I couldn't really sculpt something like that. I'd never be able to make something like this by hand with Sculpey or pudding. Yeah, not pudding. or whatever. Nature makes this kind of stuff, and it looks so awesome. Another thing to look for when you go to the pet store is not only the tree bark, is the natural cork. Natural cork. And look at this. Man, I don't know if I'm not going to get this all on the camera, and it comes again in a lot of different sizes, and you can use this stuff to make cliff faces, and hill features and stuff like that. I'll see if I can get you a better picture of it here. So, man, you could almost just put this out there like it is. Maybe hose it off a little bit. Hose it off a little bit if it needs it. But yeah, check that out. Check that out. You could just about put this out there and just make it a cliff that they had to try to climb, that the characters had to climb up this thing. Look how awesome that looks. Again, nature makes this, and you don't have to if you know where to look for this sort of thing. Now, the top of it is fairly irregular, but I'll just saw that off and fill it in with some plaster or something, and it'll have a nice little plateau top there for it. Maybe make it multi-level, maybe not. But man, this sort of thing, it's just a treasure. Now, these because I live in a third world country. My pet store does not carry this sort of stuff, so I actually had to get the bark and this natural cork online. But I do know that they do carry some of this sort of thing in the pet stores as well. And if you go to bigger ones, they're going to have a better selection of this kind of stuff. All right, let me know. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. Have you used stuff like this in your games? Do you visit the pet stores and look for fun little stuff to add into your games? Or is this something new to you? Let me know down in the comments. Are there any other little treasures that you've found at pet stores that I'd like to try and know about, and maybe I'll try and find it too? So let me know down in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're a subscriber, and we're going to see you real soon. Bye, everybody.